Hey everyone, this is this is me doing this for the second time. I actually had to delete my first one because of time a time like problem. I kind of messed up on certain sicknesses on certain days. But anyways, so my daughter last week on Thursday started this medication. Cyclophshamide, something like that. If I'm saying it wrong, I'm sorry, but she has got a kidney disease, and she takes prednisone. So my daughter's problem. Normally, with kidney disease, you kind of have a pattern on when you can relapse. For example, you get it, and 3 months later, you could get it again, and then 3 months later, you could get it again. You see what I mean? Like, it's just a pattern. The person that I'm talking to you about gets it in 3 months, okay? So, when it comes down to children, they grow out of it, but they can kind of still keep getting it. I know somebody who has an 18-year-old, and he can get it like once a year, a relapse. So, it's just... It goes away, but very, very slowly. And you might get relapses once in a while, or once in a blue moon. So, my daughter, I'm gonna tell you the entire thing, so if you want to know that I don't really feel that this medication is safe. For now, but when I do have a change of heart, I will let you know. So, if you want to hear what's going on, we're gonna begin. So my daughter got sick within this week. She got sick on Monday, and she had a slight fever, nothing wrong, just I gave her Advil. Tuesday, my mother-in-law started complaining that her urine kind of smelled a little funky, and I thought it was because the medication was taking all the bad stuff out or doing its job. So, Wednesday, she ran into the room. Oh, wait a minute, hold up. On Tuesday also, I'm sorry. Tuesday, my husband changed her underwear and saw this like orange, like discharge, like it wasn't like a bright orange, but it was like a light orange. Like it was a little bit of white, but then there was a little bit of orange. So, I thought that someone could have just put a little bit of cream on her, considering that it's not just me changing her, but it's also her grandmother and sometimes her aunt when she, comes over, and that day she did come over. So I thought maybe she did kind of put a little cream on her, because she does get like a little bit of red down there. So, and then on Wednesday morning, she ran into my room, like shivering. I put her under the blanket, but my thick blanket wasn't good enough. So I had to give her another blanket, like one of the fleece blankets. Put her under the fleece blanket, and I put my thick blanket over her. And she was still complaining that she was cold. And I thought that she was kidding, but she looked like she wanted to sleep. So I gave her, I checked her temperature, and it was hot. It was very hot. She spiked a fever. I gave her a little bit of Advil, and like maybe 5 minutes later, she calms down. She goes to sleep. So I wake up, and I check her head, and it's not hot. It's just cold and clammy, and the blanket's off. And I call up the doctor. Well, I actually called up the nurse to tell them the issue about what happened with her. She was shaking and everything, and they took note about it. When she woke up, she darted straight to the bathroom, and she threw up. It was like orange, like snotty substance. She did that 3 times, and then I called them up again, and they told me to just come in. So, yeah. Actually, last night was like terrible for me. So we went to her doctor, her nephrologist, which is a kidney specialist, and he pretty much asked me, did I take her to the doctor? I said no. I'm not gonna lie to my doctor. You can't really do that, because if you do that, then he doesn't know what's going on. So I told him everything, and he told me to take my daughter to her main doctor the next day. He took a urine sample and everything, and he said that he was going to just test out her urine to see if there was any infection, her blood cell levels, etc., etc. So the next day I go in and go to her main doctor, walk in, and he gave me the nod that she does have an infection in her kidneys. So I went yesterday to go drop off the medication, and when I arrived back over to the pharmacy, they were already closed. So last night was not a good night for me. I could not sleep. I kept checking her. It was just like so surreal. It scared the ever-loving crap out of me. And I know people are going to be like, well, why didn't you just take her sooner? But it didn't get, I'm telling you, it just didn't get bad until Wednesday, when I actually took her to her nephrologist. I didn't think that a fever, a small fever, because like sometimes they just happen. They come, they go, that's it. She's had a fever for, I'd say 3 days at one point, and I gave her her medicine, and then she was just better. Like I gave her Advil, I gave her honey, like the honey medicine, and that was it. I mean, if it was really bad, I always take her to the doctor, always. But for something like a fever, it just comes and goes. And a lot of you parents, that, it happens. But anyways, so my concern is that they gave her these pills, which is the name on the screen. And I have to open up the pill with gloves, and put it in like some type of food, mix it up, and then like give it to her. And she was good. She didn't have an infection before she took this medicine. So in my heart, I feel like this medicine kind of did it to her. But we will see what happens when the nephrologist sees her getting better. She is on antibiotics right now, and she's going to be taking that for 10 days. So I can't wait until she just gets better. And then if he tells me that we need to put her back on the pills, and it happens again where she gets an infection, then definitely I'm throwing these things out the frickin' window. And I will say to you all, I will make another video and tell you that I put her back onto the medication or I did not put her back on the medication. But like I said, I'm trying to go with what the nephrologist is telling me, because I'm not trying to be a sheep, but I don't know a lot about kidney disease. My mom has had kidney disease, but the problem was that she went through dialysis, and I'm really hoping she doesn't have to go through that. It just breaks my heart to see her having to deal with this sort of stuff. So, if you have any stories about this medication, any reviews, let me know. Tell me how old the person is who is actually taking it. Just tell us your story about the medication, that's all. And if you like this video, give it a thumbs up. If you want to know more about the medicine, when I actually do make another video, please subscribe. Feel free to subscribe. And that's pretty much about it. Thank you for watching, and take care. Bye.